Welcome to the Bold Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being a firm supporter of this channel. I've missed you for the last 5 days. I've not been able to do a video, of course, since last weekend. I was also not stable health-wise, so it was also very important we take that break. But I'm back. So many things have happened, and today, the 26th of September, the members of parliament from the UDA party are all set to table an impeachment motion against the deputy president in the National Assembly. Different leaders have reacted to this. Kenyans have also had their input in this. And the general consensus is whether this is the right thing for the country or whether this is going to set or the kind of precedence on and the effect on the impact on the political atmosphere in the country. So many things are at stake, and I would want to look at just some few developments around this, and then from there we will get to understand really the intrigues of what has really happened around it. I want us to listen to some few voices here. And the first voice I want us to listen to is this audio that I once listened. I got it. Someone shared it to me. I know you might have listened to a bit of it, but I wanted to get a snippet of that audio because it's going to form part of what the premise we will form for this analysis.
There is a well-choreographed plan to isolate the Kikuyu community for the eventual slaughter and destruction. In some meetings in this country, a politician has gone to the political rostrum and picked the microphone and said the following words: "Amwezi kuwa na shida na Wakikuyu kuliko sisi Wakalenjin. Tuko na shida kubwa sana. Lakini ikifika mahali unatofautisha maneno. Unatafuta serikali kwanza, kwa sababu ukikuwa na ile serikali itakusaidia kutatua ile shida uko nayo." Serikali ilipatikana. Don't be shocked that now some of your houses are being demolished. Don't be shocked that now some markets are continuously being burning in this country and nobody wants to talk about it. Don't be shocked that sahizi sasa mnataka kutolewa marikiti mtolewe kwa some of these markets. Don't be shocked. Serikali ilipatikana. Another politician stands on a political rostrum and says this: haiwezi kuwa kwanza kwamba tangu koloni ama Kenya kupata madaraka, it is only one community that has been developing at the expense of other communities. Other communities must also develop. Swali ni je, which is this community that has been developing? Dear Kikuyus, you are targeted. What makes me bitter, I was in Marikiti today when the deputy president came with his entourage, and I listened so keenly to him. I see a man who is besieged. I don't like the deputy president myself because of the politics of segregation that he used to preach when KK took power, when we was talking about shares and all the stuff. But he is a leader. He is a son of your community. Question is this: dear community, dear Kikuyu community, in 2022, mulitumika vibaya and you destroyed Uhuru Kenyatta. There is nothing you did not talk about Uhuru Kenyatta. Your sons and daughters were used to go and raid his farm. Your own sons and daughters were politicians in this country, abused Uhuru, abused the mother, abused even the anatomy of the mother. Uhuru kept quiet, handed over the power to you people and your sons. When contentious bills in this country are to be introduced in the parliament, they are introduced by your own sons. The finance bill that killed most of your sons, the truth of the matter is during the Gen Z protest, most Kikuyu young men died more than any other tribe. Who were the people who were leading that particular discourse? Kimani Ichung'wah, Ndindi Nyoro, and the MP for Molo. All of them are Kikuyus. Let us leave that one aside. I was surprised that Kimani Ichung'wah can pick a microphone before you Kikuyus and say the following words: mimi hakuna kitu ama mtu anadhanitishia Kenya hii. Nilipambana na Uhuru Kenyatta akikuwa president mpaka nikamshinda. Dear Mr. Kimani Ichung'wah, congratulations dear fighter. Congratulations a man who is never scared. You destroyed Uhuru Kenyatta, your own brother. How far have you gone? Are you any better? You are the same Kimani Ichung'wah with your team. Now you are being used now to destroy Gachagua. Do you know the reason why Gachagua is being destroyed? The people or the person who appointed Gachagua to be the deputy president thought that Gachagua is an idiot. Gachagua ni mjinga, ni mtu mwenye hana akili, ni mtu mwenye atakuwa tu manipulated left and right. Wenye alikuwa manipulated kutusi Uhuru, wakajua kwamba atakuwa tu manipulated kufanya vitu vingine. Wakagundua kwamba Gachagua haizi kuwa manipulated. Gachagua is defending his community. And therefore, they want somebody who can be easily manipulated. Wanataka mtu muoga ambaye anaweza tishiwa na nyamaze. And that is why they want to do away with Gachagua. Who is being used? Not a Kalenjin, not a Luo, not any other tribe. It is you fellow Kikuyus. And it is Akina Kimani Ichung'wah who are being used. Somebody remind Kimani Ichung'wah this. 2027, keep this voice clip because you will need it. Mr. Kimani Ichung'wah, you will not hold any position in the National Assembly. If the current government and its holders manage to win elections again, God forbid, Kikuyus are going to be the next. Destroying what is left of Kikuyu is going to be the next program. And no Kikuyu is going to hold any influential position in the government of Kenya. It is not a coincidence that powerful positions in government are now going to other tribes, positions that had been given to you. It is not a surprise that things are taking the angle they are taking. If you elected Kimani Ichung'wah, you elected Ndindi Nyoro, you elected Anne Waiguru, you elected all these politicians who are now saying that now they want to do away with Rigathi Gachagua, please tell them this. They are just being used the way they were used in 2022. They have not learned their lessons. And once they are done being used, I just want to remind you that in 2007, there was a slogan in this country which was coined by Raila. Ruto was part of that particular slogan. Mudavadi was part of that slogan. Other communities were part of that slogan. And what was the slogan? 41 against 1. There was a well-oiled program to destroy the Kikuyu community. Now, in 2027 or in 2023, in the run-up to 2027 now, 2024, run-up 2027, the Pentagon brothers are regrouping. And Raila is in the government, member of the Pentagon. Ruto is in the government, member of the Pentagon. Mudavadi is in the government, member of the Pentagon. Ali Hassan Joho is in the government, replacing Najib Balala, member of the Pentagon. It is just a matter of time. Charity Ngilu will be in the government and the Pentagon will be complete. And just like that, your isolation shall have completed and you are going to be destroyed properly.
That gentleman is a leaked video, an alleged open letter to the Kikuyu nation that part of William Ruto's script is about framing the community and kicking them out of power. That is what that gentleman has spoken. I saw that video, I saw that audio. That audio has been going around in social media, so I know at one point or the other you've seen it, you've heard it. And they're being told, the Kikuyu nation is being told that you must be careful because it is not just an onslaught against the deputy president, but it's an onslaught against the community. Now, that is one narrative that I see has been crafted. I want us to look at that, then we'll look at the potential of them. What exactly is the threat profile of some of those? And when that video is out, one thing I would want to ask is, what does that person insinuate when he's telling the Kikuyu nation to wake up, to go and protect their own interest? What exactly would that mean? But that is also a bit of it. So there is that one narrative that Kikuyu nation is actually on target. Apart from that, I would also want us to listen to Ketu Aruguru. Ketu Aruguru, the former Laikipia East Member of Parliament, has emerged as one of the vocal leaders behind the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. And over the weekend, they attended a rally I think that is somewhere in Githurai, and there is something she said in that rally about the president's congel.
Pressure. Wangapi wanasema Rigathi aendelee? Wangapi wanasema Rigathi asinunue uoga? Wangapi wanasema William Ruto ndio shida ya taifa la Kenya? Wangapi wanasema William Ruto ndio shida? Wangapi wanasema tulikoniwa na Ruto? Wangapi wanasema Ruto must go? Githurai, Ruto must go! Ruto must go! Ruto must go! Ruto must go! Mwisho kabisa, wangapi wanasema William Ruto ni one-term president? Wacha tuone kwa mikono. Ati hiyo mtu alisema ati sisi ni watu ya kununuliwa na pesa. Wanaiba pesa ya corruption kwa serikali. Ndio ikifika siku ya uchaguzi, walete pesa hapa Githurai na walete pesa Mlima Kenya. Pesa tutagura. Lakini jamani, one-term president. As many as our similar opinions say.
Those two messages, there is a message from her. That message is speaking about the politics of betrayal. That the deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, is being betrayed despite the fact that he underwent through a lot. Remember, all this came after that explosive interview in Citizen TV. And the deputy president himself, when I analyzed it, I said, when he did that Citizen TV interview, there is something he wanted to achieve. He wanted to initiate the onslaught against the president, the onslaught against William Ruto. And his script worked, and the script that he did there, because immediately came out, he initiated, he went on national TV and told off President Ruto about that impeachment, on how he's been removed, and this and that. Now, there are 3 videos. I would also want us to listen to this other one. There's this other one of Ann Muratha, who is the women rep of from the Kiambu County. I've really loved her presentation on what the scenario is and how we ended up with this kind of impeachment. And I want us to get that now. Those 3 videos are going to give us the premise of what I want us to discuss.
Na narratives nyingi, lakini mimi mwanzo tulipoingia katika bunge, wakati deputy president alianza kuongea mambo ya shareholders, shareholding, hiyo kitu haikuingia vizuri na wengi wa watu wale walikuwa bunge, na wakasikia ni kana kwamba hasemi vizuri, na hiyo ikaenda na ikapita. Jambo lingine lilikuja kutokea la pili, ni wakati wa bunge wale wote ambao ni wageni katika bunge wa mara ya kwanza, wakaanza kwenda Kiharu ku benchmark ni kwa nini Kiharu ndio imekuwa successful na NGCDF.
Alright.
Na truth be told, na any human being akikuwa threatened, aka assume ndani yake, na hii ni maoni yangu, tafadhali nataka kusema ni maoni yangu. Mimi nikaona ni kama aliassume hawa vijana, kwa sababu walikuwa vijana wengi, wanataka kumreplace na Ndindi.
Okay.
Akaanza kuwa threatened na akaanza vita la Ndindi.
Okay.
Unfortunately, haikuonekana sana kwa sababu Ndindi hakujiengage. Alikataa kabisa.
Very true.
So yeye akapambana na wale ambao ni marafiki wa Ndindi, wenye walikuwa ready to fight.
Okay.
Lakini mwenye alikuwa anapiganiwa yeye mwenyewe avoided that story, na akanyamaza na akaacha hiyo story, na wakanyamaziana. Hiyo maneno ikaisha hivyo. So where we are is tumejipata mahali very tricky.
Okay.
Because after mambo ya majenzi na vile kumeenda, na baba akaingia katika serikali na hiyo mambo ikaanza kwenda, I think deputy president aliona ako threatened kabisa na ako threatened katika mlima, na akarudi katika mlima na kwa watu wake, na akawauzia narrative ya kwamba ni mlima unataka kugawa.
Okay.
Na hiyo story sasa wakati imekuja katika bunge, imeleta hiyo kitu kinaitwa mixed reactions. Watu wameanza kuwa na mixed reactions. Wakenya wengine ambao sio wa mlima, wakaanza kushindwa, Mbona deputy president huyu kazi yake ni mlima, akiongea ni mlima? A deputy president and a president wameingia na ticket moja. So they are symbols of national unity. Na ligi yao ni hiyo ya national unity. Na ndio mimi congratulate our president. Number one, president wetu, President William, hakuna mahali utawahi msikia akiongea Kikalenjin. Aongeangi Kikalenjin
sababu you're a symbol of national unity.
Na si kwa sababu ajui Kikalenjin. He will not talk about Rift Valley. Truth be told, it also happened with Kibaki.
And it also happened with Moi.
Yes. Kibaki akuai identify himself na watu wa mlima. Yet he had grown up in the deepest village of Nyeri. Much as also William has grown up in the deepest village of the Rift Valley. Lakini symbol ya president na deputy president on one ticket is a symbol of national unity. So you talk of Kenya. Sasa kama juzi uliona deputy president alienda ni Busia ama ni Bungoma, one of those. Alienda akawaambia kitu ya kwanza anawaletea salamu za mlima. You know, as a deputy president.
Hata alikuwa Kisumu akafanya the same thing kule Nyanza.
Mtu mwenye anafaa kuwaletea salamu za Kiambu ni mimi. Kwa sababu mimi nimechaguliwa Roko. Sasa mimi nikikuja muniletee salamu, niwaletee salamu za Kiambu. Si hata sasa niambia nisalimiane, nikasalimia watu wa Kiambu na nika extend kwa watu wa Kenya kwa sababu nimechaguliwa Kiambu. But a deputy president is elected in the whole nation and is a symbol of national unity. Uwezi enda Busia kuambia watu wa Busia wamesalimiwa na watu wa mlima. Kwa sababu sasa watu wa mlima huko ni kwa wewe umetoka huko ndio una represent. I think this is where the misconception started coming in. Na deputy president akakaa ni kama yeye ako huko kwa watu wake na ni deputy wa watu wake na ni deputy wa watu wa mlima. Why are we having all this confusion in the country? Na vitu zenye watu hawaelewi, vitu zimefanywa na serikali ya kuhanyi communication. William Ruto went through hell katika serikali ya Uhuru Kenyatta. But mkikumbuka vizuri kwa sababu mlikuwa Kenya hii, William Ruto made sure everywhere he went alijua agenda za serikali na hizo ndizo alienda kuuza na akasema vile serikali imepanga, tumepanga kufanya hivi, na hako kwa mtandao hata haelewi hiyo story, already amesukumwa nje, lakini he made sure we had a plan with the president. So hiyo plan kama inakuwa implemented, ni barabara ni kama hii barabara nimepitia naitwa
ni highway.
Hapana, hii tunapanda juu inaitwa expressway. Express ndio inapotea kwa kichwa. Expressway ninajua inajengwa, tulipangana, it was in our plan. The deputy president went ahead advocating for agendas za serikali na zikaenda zikauzwa na zikaenda akizisema, na president naye alikuwa busy akifanya kazi zake, na huyu naye akienda kutangazia wa Kenya.
Now after this is what is happening, and is saying the DP is being accused of pro-Mulema. And the allegations I'm seeing, Danson Mungatana was in Citizen TV, and Danson Mungatana is saying that the deputy president is not championing the interest of the country and is working at the behest of his constituency, or that is the Mulema, or rather the Mount Kenya. And to some extent that is not sitting pretty well with some people who feel like what is doing. But then you can understand what Ann Murata is saying, that our politics is local, and what the deputy president realized is for him to be safe, and I think this is one thing that might have happened. The deputy president realized that William Ruto was planning to change him. So he decided to look for a constituency. Remember, for a politician, the insurance of a politician is the masses. When you have the numbers, that is when you are indispensable. And that is what the deputy president has been trying to do, that he should represent Mount Kenya. And you can see every attempt that whenever there is a problem, the deputy president will not call for a meeting in any other county, in any other part of the country, but will try as much as possible to target, to talk to his people from Mount Kenya. Now that kind of, let me just put it clear. Now that kind of politics seems to have unsettled some different quarters who feel like that is not the right thing that is supposed to happen, and that the DP was not very positive, or rather was not doing the best thing in the interest of the country. Now, after giving you that, after all that, something has happened. Gideon Moi, who is the KANU party leader, have distanced themselves from that impeachment to the KANU, and the KANU party is saying, KANU and Wiper has said that the impeachment of the deputy president, the threshold of impeachment of the deputy president can only be based on a maximum threshold, and it's binding because the deputy president is a principal assistant to the president. So if those who are crafting the impeachment do not have a tangible ground, evidence to show the country and present to the country the need to impeach Rigathi, then that is not going to work. So he has gotten the backing of Gideon Moi, he's gotten the backing of Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka, and there's also, Rigathi Gachagua has also got the backing of the Sabina Chege and the other side of Jubilee that is on the side of the president of Republic of Kenya. Now, William Ruto seemed to have chickened out because what has happened is when deputy president was, the deputy president met Ketu Waruguru just the other day, he told Ketu Waruguru to tone down. I want to speak straight to the president about this matter because there are 4 critical issues or concerns that William Ruto will not be able to manage around Rigathi impeachment. There is everything that has been said about it, and that's why I started by showing you those videos so that you see those narratives. So there are 4 concerns, interpretations by Kenyans that William Ruto will not be able to do. Number 1, it is very difficult to explain to the country that impeachment is merely on competency but not a political card. Impeachment is a political process that is well covered by law, but it is a political process. So the members of parliament who are supposed to, the UDA members of parliament that are supposed to table an impeachment motion today, there is something called party position. So for the MPs to be whipped in some specific line of thinking and vote to impeach the deputy president, it must take a party position. So it's a party position that when it goes to parliament, there is a constitutional provision on how it is done. So that should be put into a context that the country needs to understand, that William Ruto must understand, and it will be difficult to explain to the country that he is the one who has impeached his deputy. It is not those MPs. And what does that bring into fray? The accountability level of the country is coming, and the country will ask, yes, we have impeached Rigathi, but we still don't have medicine. Remember, these emotions of Rigathi is talking about Mulima, these things, these emotional statements I'm making, I'm seeing Rigathi is talking about Mulima, I don't know Rigathi, the first Butroni cabinet, Rigathi this. This is not what is at the interest of the country. And the process of impeachment, or rather the momentum to bring down the government, is going to gather steam. And I can tell you for sure, Rigathi impeachment to me will be a very good momentum. It will create a very good momentum for this country. We are looking at how is he going to pick the next deputy president. The country did not envision, the president is not allowed to pick the deputy, by the way, because the deputy and the president are elected together. Does he want to work without a deputy? You never know. Is it going to be a clamor for a constitutional reform? Second thing. So he will not, and he will have set the country in full campaign, electioneering mode. That's the first concern. The second thing, truth be told, the deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, was picked as William Ruto's running mate because of 2 reasons. Number 1, he comes from Mount Kenya. Number 2, he was a vote mobilizer. Even though the tool of mobilizing is where most of us draw the line, because his tool was insult and abuses against the former President Uhuru Kenyatta. So, William Ruto will not be able to convince the Mount Kenya that regarding impeachment is not an onslaught against them. And that is why you listen to that audio, that guy is saying, Kikuyus, wake up. This is one of your own that you have to defend. This is your interest you have to defend. And William Ruto knows very well that 3.5 million of his 7.1 votes that Chebukati announced came from the larger Mount Kenya region. Now that is a region that voted for you cannot sugarcoat it with big English and change it. That is the fact. Mount Kenya voted for William Ruto more than any other region. If you impeach the deputy president Rigathi Gachagua, that is the most powerful person in that office, the most powerful person in the senior most leader from that region in that office, it will also be an onslaught against Mount Kenya. And that would actually mean that the politics would change. So many things will change. And impeachment is key. Because, and I think the reason why Ruto wants to impeach Rigathi is because if you impeach Rigathi, then Rigathi is not going to vie. Now that's one of the things with impeachment. If you are impeached, then you want to vie. And if Rigathi feels the impeachment is at its end, then Rigathi will have an option to resign. So and I've seen one of the papers saying that Rigathi's advisors have been picking it clearly that instead of facing impeachment, he would rather actually resign. I will look at that. But then the critical aspect that we must pay attention to is clearly that William Ruto will have the real need to explain to Mount Kenya that Rigathi impeachment is not a segregation of the region. The third aspect is this, that we must also explain. William Ruto will have to explain to the country how the conduct of the deputy president has stopped government from delivering. How the Adani takeover of the country, how that has stopped William Ruto from delivering. How Rigathi Gachagua has stopped William Ruto. There seems to be no straight line. They're saying that Rigathi is not explaining government policies. Is it just an exclusive responsibility of the deputy president? It is both the deputy, the president, and the MPs. And in fact, the ministries are supposed to dispatch media releases. They are supposed to conduct press briefings to explain to the country about this development. So, to that end, you can actually see clearly that what the deputy president is being accused of is not, to me, getting the kind of traction that most of us would actually want it to have. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is one of the concepts. And lastly, the country is telling the president, you will not divert our attention. You will not divert our attention. So if this is what they think, the numbers are not looking good, and the Mount Kenya leaders are now slowly pulling out, saying this might not be the best thing. And in fact, another card in it is the slaughter of MPs. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my take. Let's meet in the next. Thank you.